Hey, how you doing? I'm Hoopy, your host, one of them brothers from Inglewood podcast, coming to you live and direct. Want to say thank you for all of your encouragement. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to ask if you would like, subscribe, share, ring the notification button as to knowing when we'll be airing fresh and new content. Thank you for all of your encouragement as you place things in the chat, your opinions, your facts, your suggestions. We really need those, and I'm going to ask that you could continue doing that in the future. We got a really hot topic today. We're going to discuss possibilities and impossibilities surrounding what we just witnessed in the 2024 NBA draft, and with Bronny James being selected 55th to go to the Los Angeles Lakers to accompany possibly LeBron James Sr., who's his father, and all of the criticisms and the speculation as to whether or not Bronny should have been drafted to the Lakers or drafted into the NBA altogether. And a lot of us have opinions. We can, speculate on why this happened, why it shouldn't have happened, and who it should have happened to versus Bronny. And I just kind of want to deal with a couple of aspects of this reality. Number one, I don't think any of us have the right to place our convictions on anyone else. I do believe that we all have an opinion. I believe that there are experts who are not only associated with the NBA, but actually work in the industry and may even work for the Los Angeles Lakers. And so I would consider them the experts as it relates to having the information, being a part of the process as to that franchise making their selection and player personnel. And then also the general manager, Pelinka. He is the GM for the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm sure he had a lot of input as it related to who was going to be drafted, especially in that 55th slot. And so let's kind of look at it like this. You got a famous player who has, achieved and accomplished so many great things on the NBA professional level. Let's not take away anything that LeBron James Sr. has done and is doing. And he is a free agent right now, and he has an option to re-sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. I hear that they're offering him a max deal for 3 years, $160 million. And also, they just drafted his son. So we got a lot of, variables and things hinging upon what happens with Bronny in his future, as opposed to what happens with LeBron James Sr., who is cemented in history as one of the greatest, not just NBA basketball players to ever play, but he is considered amongst one of the greatest athletes that we've seen in any era. So I don't think that there is a question about what LeBron James Sr. brings to the table. I think and I don't even want to call it an issue. I think the discussion at hand is, did Bronny deserve to be drafted, and why was he drafted, and how did he get to the Los Angeles Lakers? Okay, there's politics in everything. Let's not be mistaken about that. And before I really start to read off what I believe, Bronny brings to the table as it relates to ability and achievement, let's read a quote. And this came from a very notable individual who has always, I don't want to say been relied upon for their opinion, but they are a notable individual Wojciechowski, which a lot of people, they see him in sports blogs, they see him on ESPN, they see him on the NBA network, we see him on, versions of TNT, and his opinion obviously matters. This is what he gets paid to do. This is what he does. He's a critic, he's an analyst, and things of that nature. But this is what Adrian Wojciechowski said on Bronny James in LA, or coming to the Los Angeles Lakers. He says, and I quote, "People talking about nepotism. The NBA is full of nepotism. Ownership, front offices, coaching. I don't want to hear about it because Bronny's father, it is rampant in this league." And he's right. I agree with him totally that we see nepotism not just in the NBA, but in all sports, in all aspects of business. We know and understand in business one-on-one, an entrepreneur, an owner, a GM, a chairman, whatever executive, they want to pass along their inheritance. They want someone, whether it's their own child, a niece, a nephew, they want some family member to carry on the legacy. They want them to succeed them and take those businesses to the next level. And I think, we're not even looking at how Bronny feels as a human being, what type of pressure he's under, not to live up to what his dad has accomplished, but just as an individual. He's fighting for his own individuality. He has his own personality. Yes, he has his father's namesake, but he's not his father. He is not responsible for coming into a situation beneath what his father has accomplished. I think there's a lot of pressure. I think there's a lot of, I would say, lack of empathy for this young man, because we don't really know what this person is going through. We don't know how he's processing even the success of being drafted. I know he still has to make the team. He's a second rounder. His contract and all of those different things are not as it would be if he was a first rounder, meaning having a guaranteed contract. But we know he's going to get a guaranteed contract because he has his father, who's iconic. He has a reputable and very savvy sports agent. All of the bells and whistles attached to it. Bronny James is going to play with his father. He's going to make the Lakers team. He's going to be a part of the franchise. And we're just hoping that he gets better and better as time goes on. Yeah, we can speculate as to was he ready? Was he, prepared, to take on such, a high standard? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of young people that get drafted after being 1 year removed from college or high school or whatever the case may be, and they're not ready. They're bigger players, they're taller players, they're stronger players. They may have had a better, illustrious college career, and they still don't pan out. And it's not all of them, but it is a large percentage of young, talented players that just don't pan out. And so I just think that we're spinning this the wrong way as it relates to LeBron James Jr. being his own person and having to process what has truly happened. Do I feel that he knows he was drafted because of who his father is? Yes. I don't think that he's ignorant to the fact that his father is famous, his father is influential, his father has the ability to push the needle, and that was his father's dream. That was his father's vision. He wanted to someday play in the National Basketball Association with his son. He talked about this for years. You can go back to the footage. You can look in the archives of a lot of his transcripts. LeBron James Sr. has always desired to play in the NBA with his son. And so we're here now. This is 2024. His son is actually over the age of 20. And now we're seeing that this is a reality. I'm not mad. Number one, LeBron James is one of my, favorites. I've watched his career since he was in high school. I was able to get close enough to it. I don't know him personally, so I'm not trying to say that I have this relationship with him, but I'm just saying, as one who was evaluating and assessing in that sports industry, that was my job. It still is a part of my job to evaluate talent. And so I got a chance to see LeBron James live and up close, and I just admire what he has accomplished thus far. But to just take a little of the spotlight off of LeBron James Sr., let's deal with Bronny James. Number one, he had a health challenge. I think he still has a concern about his health, but I thank God that he is healthy enough to compete again, play the sport that he loves. And so, yeah, that could be a question mark as it relates to his durability health-wise and wellness, but at the same time, what is he bringing to the table as an athlete? Will he play a combo guard position, or will he play point guard? He's only 6'2". We know that he's extremely athletic. He can truly shoot the basketball. He has a mid-range shot. He has a long-range shot. He makes quality decisions. He just hasn't been able to show it as much, being that in college at USC last year, he had some health problems. And so a lot of people are saying, well, hey, he's not experienced. He doesn't have anything that's substantial to sustain an NBA career. But hey, youth is what professional sports are looking for. The younger you are, the better. And we see that even in LeBron James Sr. He went into the NBA at 18 years old. He has just completed his 21st year as a NBA player. Unheard of, unscathed. He still has the ability to play. He's kept up and maintained his health. His body looks good. That's very rare. Most of the time, even in age, even with the financial ability to maintain your wellness, Father Time is undefeated. And normally we've seen many athletes, male and female, decline physically as the years went on. And we know how many minutes this young man has logged on an average throughout his career. Kobe Bryant, he did the same thing. He played 20 years for one team. Rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. And Kobe also made a gallant effort and a obvious commitment to maintaining his health, maintaining wellness. And Kobe Bryant did it at a sacrificial way, because Kobe, he incurred injuries. Many times Kobe was hurt, and he played the game because he loved the game. And so we know that it can be done. And youth was on their side. Kobe Bryant also was drafted at the age of 17. I believe he was the youngest basketball player to ever play in the NBA, before I think one of the other guys just recently came along, when they were allowing guys to come straight out of high school. But getting back to Bronny, I just think that we have to consider that he is a human being. He is a young person. This is new in the essence of now having your own independence to go through your career. But thank God that he has a true mentor. His father, he looks up to his father. His father has poured into him. His father has deposited so much into this young man. I believe that there's no greater experience than to train and to be developed by your father, who is historical. He has made tremendous strides. He has done so many different things on the NBA and pro level. He's an Olympian. He is a historical figure as it relates to some of the different things that he has accomplished, even at this level. The guy's a professional. And then when you start to really think about it and you start to really delve into what LeBron James Sr. has given back to his son, it's impeccable. And who would not want their child to succeed them or to play alongside of them if that were at all possible? None of you out there can convince me that you would not want to play on a professional level under these circumstances, earning this type of money with your child. There's no way a tennis star, Navratilova or, some of the great, male tennis stars, Andre Agassi, there's no way in the world these individuals would not want to play with their child on a professional level. This is historical. This has never been done in the history of the NBA. And another thing is this: there is a economic factor in all of this. A lot of people are going to get behind this reality. A lot of people are going to try to make a spectacle of it. They're going to try to make a clown show out of it. But at the end of the day, you still cannot say that we've ever seen something at this magnitude. LeBron James being the star player of the Los Angeles Lakers, yes, his influence, yes, his brand encouraged the decision for the Lakers to draft his son. Yes, what he has done and accomplished factors in as it relates to his son making the team and getting a guaranteed contract. Yes, it does guarantee that the Lakers will be able to market something that has never been done before, and that's going to bring in economic greatness. And that's a fact. That's politics, but it's also business. You have to look at the business aspect of all of this. It makes sense, it's going to work, and they're going to bring in major bucks. Why? Because whether he succeeds or whether he fails, it's still going to be a good story. And that's what journalism and that's what the media, mass media, is all about. It's all about sales. What can we sell? How can we sell it? When can we sell it? And where do we sell this? And that's the name of the game. And a lot of you are taking it personal. You're all in your feelings. You're critiquing this young man. You're talking about what he can't do, what you don't think he's going to do. A lot of people are saying, hey, man, I'm done with the Lakers. And I'm one of them. I am done with the Lakers. But I was done with the Lakers when we signed Steve Nash. So I'm not like a bandwagoner. I've been in support of the Lakers since I can remember, since I got into organized basketball in the city of Inglewood. And so I've been fortunate to be around the organization and have known people who have been intricate and have played with the organization. So I can truly say this. And guys that know me, they know I was very disappointed when we signed Steve Nash because I thought we were trying to get younger, and it had nothing to do with Steve Nash. I admire Steve Nash as a person and as a player. I just, at that time, I thought we were going to take the blow and just kind of go through that cycle of rebuilding without going out and get older players. And as we saw, his back went out because he was already injured. His back went out. He was not able to play with the Lakers, and boom, it was a wasted pick. And then when they went to Steve Nash and asked him if he could reduce the salary or defer it. He didn't even want to do that. He was like, give me my money. And the man was injured. He didn't even get to play, but he wanted his money. So it really was about the money. It wasn't, and I'm not knocking him. He signed the contract. They agreed to it. They owed him the money, but they were trying to make some other moves. His contract was in the way, and he didn't want to negotiate. So that's why I was cool on the Lakers for trading for him and picking him up in the beginning. That's why I'm good on the Lakers. And yes, a lot of my buddies, they know that I am truly a Knicks supporter. New York Knicks is a team that I like watching. I'm not a fan of anybody. I do enjoy watching the New York Knicks. I follow them to a certain extent because I've always admired some of the players who have played for the New York Knickerbockers. Patrick Ewing probably is my all-time favorite. I've watched him at Georgetown. He is just the epitome of a workhorse, and I don't mean that literally. I mean that in the sense of ethic and work. And then Walt Frazier. You know, I wore number 10 as a kid because Walt Frazier was one of the first point guards that I got a chance to see and understand that we both played the same position. So I admired him as well. And so that's my story on why I'm not a big supporter of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm disappointed in Jeannie Buss. I'm disappointed in Pelinka. I'm disappointed not because of the Bronny draft. I'm just disappointed on how they have sort of handled management. I just don't believe that we've made a lot of sound decisions in that area. But hey, it's just my opinion. I'm on the outside looking in, and a lot of times, opinions matter. So to sum this up, I do want to say this. I want to say logically and realistically that a lot of people are damning Bronny. They're criticizing him for a lack of talent, for not being his father, not having the size, not having the statistics. He averaged a very, very low point average at USC. He did not have impressive numbers even in high school. And what a lot of people are saying is that he rode the coattail of LeBron James Sr. Well, first of all, he's his own individual. And just like some of the other greats, their kids did not become who they were. Michael Jordan, to be in particular, he has 2 sons and a daughter. They're not even playing sports. They're executives. They're in the world of business. They're successful. They're educated. And they did not become the athletic star that their father was, okay? So we've seen it. Rick Brunson, who is an assistant coach for the New York Knicks, had the opportunity to train and develop his son, and now Jalen Brunson is a superstar in the NBA. He has just risen from the ashes. He's been consistent. His stats are just impeccable, very impressive. And so there is just a rare collective of people who have succeeded in sports after having a famous parent. And it just doesn't happen every day. And I just think that we should allow these individuals to be who they are, allow them to go through the progression of their craft, of their trade, of their vocation, and support. You know, we don't have to be critical and dogmatic pertaining to one's plight into history. But at the end of the day, man, Bronny had nothing to do with his dad being so successful. And I think that being on the outside looking in, because I've never met Bronny, I've seen him play in person. He seemed to be a very, very level-headed person. He's a team-oriented person. He got along with all of those star players that he played with at a younger age at Sierra Canyon. I watched his body work. I saw his gestures, his body language. I watched how he coexisted with his teammates. He was very encouraging. He was cheering, and he was exalting the guys that he played with. He was to me a great teammate. I watched him. I even got a chance to see him compete. He was battling. I went to watch St. Anthony's of Long Beach play Sierra Canyon at Northridge, and it was very impressive. I got a chance to really get a close look at Bronny, and I thought he had a great skill set. I thought, and he was only a 10th grader at the time, and I just thought that he was full of potential. And so today, I want to say kudos to Bronny. My prayers are with you, and for all of you that are watching, let's allow this to play out. Yes, by all means, put your opinion, put your comment in the chat. I welcome that. I want to hear your feedback. I want to know what you think about this. Not that any of it really matters, because we're not paying Bronny James. He doesn't work for us. We have no association with his brand. We have no association with his contract. And we have no association really with his life. So let's look at it like this. Would you want your child to go under the scrutiny and criticism that this young man is incurring at this present moment? It's not comfortable. It's not easy. He's a human being, and he's a young person. This is our youth. This is our future. We should want to see Bronny James succeed. And so, possibilities and impossibilities to me are two different things. Are they realities? I think they're realities as it relates to we've seen it happen. We've seen some things go positively, and we saw some things go negatively. And so I would like to raise the awareness about possibilities and things having the potential to happen for us in a good way, in a most compelling way. And that's my take. That's my position on Bronny James. And I hope that you will continue to support this podcast, continue to chime in, give us suggestions. We're open to that. We're not sitting here as if we know it all. I'm just trying to create some dialogue so that we can have healthy and conscious conversations about life, about reality. And so, congratulations, Bronny James. I hope that everything works out. I hope that you do well and that you maintain your wellness, and that LeBron James Sr. gets the most out of this experience, because I just think that it is a blessing. This is almost like a prophetic reality that LeBron James spoke years ago, and now it's finally here. So I'm just looking forward to unfold even further, and I pray that they have success as well as the Lakers organization. So thanks again. I'm Hoopy, your host. I'm signing off. This episode is coming to a stop, and I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, share, ring the notification button so that you'll be abreast as to when the next episode will be airing. Thanks. Peace. I'm out.